So they keep telling me that there's Kino on the next tier of MaGMML levels. I'm really not quite sure what that means, but I know they just kept laughing at me when I asked, so I don't know. Sound like dicks, but I guess we should probably get there anyways. There is a, a tier medal to go and collect. Hi everyone, it's time for more MaGMML3. Thanks for joining me tonight. Last time we got through a pirate level that did maybe frustrate me a little bit, but it's completely redeemed by the fact that it shouted out the simple flips, so I think we're alright. We're on good terms. What do these little creatures have to say before we get on to the next level? A round of applause for you! I don't know who you are, but yay you. Thanks, Alekin. You're very, neutral. But energetically so, and we like that. Tournament? No. Where'd you get that idea? This place powers the strobe light in my bathroom. Whatever happened to LEDs? Hello, Cool Easy T. How you doing tonight? Interesting. Seems that my chat did not quite refresh. Let me refresh that out real quick. But at the very least, chat does seem to actually be working now. Yeah. Nice. Let's see. Metal Man's Metal Factory. Ooh, I'm excited. Alright. As any good Mega Man fan is, I am a sucker for Mets, so any Met-themed levels. Oh, I recognize this too. Is this a Met in a box? Oh, I have to shoot that less aggressively next time. Is this a... I'm trying to think, what is this a remix of? I know this song. I know it's a Mega Man song. I just can't quite place it for some reason. But anyways, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing pretty swell myself. I'm riding a couple of different highs, honestly. One is that yesterday's stream was banging, so I was really excited about that. And then two is something a little bit sillier. At work there's a jigsaw puzzle. I should not have missed that jump. There's a jigsaw puzzle that one of my bosses brought in a long time ago as part of just like, I don't know, she was cleaning out like her attic or something, or there's like a friend was cleaning out their attic, something along those lines. And so there's been a jigsaw puzzle sitting outside of my office for several months. It's a two-sided jigsaw puzzle, and last time I think I'd finished... I was getting close to finishing one of the first sides around May. It was kind of an office-wide effort to work on it, but I ended up being the one doing 90% of the work because it's right outside of my cubicle, and I can't stop myself. And anyway, so that first side got completed a long time ago. But now, today... because then one of my other bosses decided, well, the first side's complete. Let's disassemble it and do the entire other side, even though the rest of us kind of want to laminate it right now, so that way we don't have to do the other side and we can keep it as a memento. But anyways, disassembled it. We got it back now. We had to try it all again. And finally, today, I finished it with the help of one other person in the office. So, the small victories come in clutch like that. Honestly, I am kind of a sucker for doing puzzles and stuff like that. I don't necessarily do it in my free time, but when the alternative is, like, you know, reviewing things at work, like, yeah, I think I'll take, you know, doing a puzzle to distract myself. Anyway, also, I would like to mention, this is probably the first cool instance of that mini-boss from the Game Boy games I've seen in this competition. That's the first time I've seen that thing where I haven't immediately been like, oh, brother, not you again. That's not the Yankees, though. Yeah, the Yankees, they don't got brim. The Mets got brim, and that's really what's important. This adorable MFs in the world. Annoying sometimes, you can't get annoyed at them because they're adorable. I say I'd get annoyed at the Metul or the Metuls just because they're big, fat, and take 3 damage to take down. I have not been a fan of them, but otherwise, yeah, the Mets are kind of, you know, the best. It's all about the Mets, baby. Let's go Mets. Hit a home run. Oh my, why am I failing basic platforming? Yeah, where's my marketable Met plushie? I mean, like, come on. It's free money, Capcom. It's literally staring you in the face right there. I think the actual speed of these conveyors is throwing me off. Mega Man does not usually have conveyors that are so fast you can't, like, walk over them. or that you can't walk against them. So it's kind of messing with my expectations. Still, I like the fact that we have a conveyor that's actually at a, you know, a threatening speed. That's pretty cool. A certified Met moment. This is a certified hash brown moment. You might have noticed from yesterday, Yurt has become the new, okay, that's a sad blind spot. Yurt has become the new brain rot saying that I now have. I have no idea what the origin is. I just know that my friends started saying it from some other dumb video that they probably found on Twitter. And now I have the fucking Yurt virus in my brain. It's just the exact thing I want to be yelling out when I have, you know, no mental thoughts at all. But still need to say something loud, mildly funny, and obnoxious. Alright. Fun. I like this. I think this has been done before, transitioning between all the different kinds of Mets. But it's still a cute inclusion regardless. And they get more health too each time. That's weird. Oh, and the ones in this stage? Alright. Cool. That's a fun little side path. Decently hidden. Oh, hey. Day 463. While he never did notice me, the fool was so blinded by his own ambition that he never noticed that I, Dennis, could be his most valuable weapon. That's all man noticed, though. He brought me under his wing and taught me even more forms. Now I'm more than infinite. I'm unstoppable. I'm a golden god. All will tremble before my might. Maybe now you notice me, Wily, but it'll be too late for you. Dennis the Metal. That's, isn't that the protagonist of the Hard Hat Mega Man fan games? Where you actually play as, you know, a Met? It's been a while, but I think that's what I remember. Yeah, the Return of Den. Oh no, he brokey. It's no good. Where's Repairman? We need to fix this poor creature. It's so sad. My friend curses with the brain rot word like what the skivity. It makes me die inside every time. Yeah, we don't censor curses around here. We say things like penis and damn directly out loud for the YouTube algorithm to hear. Launchman and Shuttleman in MaGMML3. Oh yeah, that's why that little mini-boss felt familiar. That's right. God, it's been a while since I thought about that. Well, it's fun that we're now getting callbacks that are tasteful and not ones that are like, hello, this is my a second attempt at the Combust Man level. Okay, I like how this boss acknowledges the blind spot in the previous one by putting a block here and makes it more difficult by making the conveyor faster. That is really good. I would say this is a level very much succeeding in the whole make everything Mets department, because a lot of levels, you know, as many of us feel, that one all Mets level in Mega Man 4 is quite iconic. However, when people just flat out recreate it and just make a basic level using only Mets, it tends to fall a little bit flat because it's just not the original one. This one is, I would say, you know, quite the opposite. It has tricky platforming, a consistent theme with the platforming throughout, and good use of old and original Mets. And a good use of this boss finally. Well, okay, the first one was better because I basically had to fight it on the treadmill. This one I can just kind of, you know, snipe. That one wasn't so good. There needed to be a way to force me onto the fast treadmill. Also, those are some slick as fuck boss doors. You say fuck instead of skivity. Let your friends say fuck. Look, Metal Man. What are you gonna do? You have a wide room, like a Mega Man X kind of wide room. It's throwing me off a little bit. I'm glad it's using a pickaxe, though. It's a nice, you know, sort of reference towards Battle Network, I guess. I mean, I guess the Mets are associated with pickaxes, but I associate mostly only the ones from Battle Network with picks. Quite nice on the theming department. So you're kind of abandoning your box attack there, the one that was actually mixing me up and getting me. What's up with that? Oh, uh-oh. Invincibility norm. Alright, I'll take a minor health refill. I can accept this. Might have to fight you again, but... Alright, interesting. Pikmin from Mega 1, they're basically honorary Mets. Yeah, there probably should have been one included somewhere around here for you know, a little Easter egg. Speaking of a little Easter egg, was that there? Oh yeah, that's his hat. Ugh. I'm a little bit disappointed that Metal Man doesn't look straight at the camera and, like, you know, do the Mega Man 7 starting animation pose for when putting on the metal helmet. Like, that would be perfect. That would be Kino. Or maybe if there's a alternate version of the fight where he accidentally puts on a Mega Man helmet. Alright, not sure if he needed to take only 2 damage from a charge shot, but this is not that bad. I was getting overwhelmed at first, but this is a pretty fair fight, all things considered. Oh god, okay, that was fast. Where are these boxes coming from? There aren't even tubes that high up. Okay, phase 2 is maybe a little bit fast. And a little bit invincible. Holy shoopy, shitteria. What are y'all bozos blabbing about down there? Yeah, it reminds me of Mega Man 7 when all gives the mech hat. I wish that he kind of did a Mega Man pose right into the camera. Alright. I'll give this one more shot, Buster rolling, before we start looking for weaknesses. Actually, yeah, I could probably just do higher damage by Buster spam rather than charge shots. It stays grounded most of the time, so... Much easier with the Met Hat. Yeah, let's Falling Junk to actually get you. Too many iframes and way too fast. Not enough space to duck under. Yeah, phase 2 is kind of mean. I get the idea of what to do, I think, with each individual thing. I'm just not... I don't have the reaction time to actually keep up with him. If I had to guess, he's probably going to be weak to Laser Trident. That would probably make the most sense. No? Huh. Surprising. Yeah, I think the invincibility, I think, is what really is kind of setting this over the top. Like, I understand it's a Met boss. Invincibility kind of makes sense, but the sheer fact alone that it's hard, it just makes an already fast boss kind of hard to hit a little bit much. If he was less mobile, I think the invincibility would make sense, but in its current state, it's a bit overwhelming. Oh, and I just realized phase 2 is because you knock his hat off. That's cute. Damn it. I'm out of position every time he attacks. It's annoying. Damn it. Alright, we're not doing this again. Alright, there we go. You don't like Break Dash. Get out of here. Both robot masters in this game are weak to Break Dash. Great minds think alike, it seems. More strange coincidences that seem to happen in this game. Weird meta things. Okay, so, I mean, that stage was honestly really good. I loved that stage quite a bit. The design between all the different, usage of the different Met types, the fact that you actually had different speed conveyors that were doing well at each other. 2 mid-bosses that, in theory, iterated on each other. One that actually successfully iterated on itself to make it a lot better. And then a reference to Dennis is also pretty fun. Tokens were simply hidden, just plainly out of view and behind boxes, and that's just fine with me. It had a very good difficulty curve, though. That second, Game Boy Metal mini-boss was a little bit, underwhelming. It was a little bit too easy. You could just stand back on the ladder. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. But, otherwise I really would have found the level to be, honestly, really, really, really solid stuff. Metal Man, as I was kind of coming to talk about there, was very overwhelming in the second phase. I was not super keen on just how much invincibility he had and just how fast he was with all the stuff he was throwing out. It didn't really work with the Mega Man moveset. I think with maybe if you had wall jumps, it could probably make more sense. If it was more of an X moveset, I think it would be better, although they would probably need some anti-air at that point. But otherwise, the boss fight kind of brings this down for me. It was just a little bit too intense on the second phase. I think if it was just stayed at the first phase, it would have been fine. A little bit easy, but fine. But no, the second phase kind of pushed things a little too far. Mighty Gunvolt burst graphics, didn't expect that. Of course, they do a fine job sprucing up the place, giving the Metal Factory significant visual strength. Balanced design, it hits all the general notes it needs to. Smooth intros, strong difficulty curve, a good climax for its various assets. I found the function of the crates and conveyor belts were a highlight, particularly the shrapnel telegraph. I appreciate how that exists regardless of where the blocks are falling from. The mech crates are also a fun grab bag of enemies, and the level makes good use of security mets and heli metals. Well designed. One major complaint, sheer speed of the red belts. Stuck on the edges of these things in attempts to recover. Well, Is there a pinch too fast? I mean, I think it's good to have a conveyor belt that isn't just something Mega Man can very easily, push over. Those interesting parts about 3/4 of the way through, with the ending climb to the boss door being much less interesting than the big crate room before it. No, I thought that, I mean, in terms of mechanics, I guess the crate room was a bit more entertaining, but I liked the climb. It was a decent challenge, getting knocked back a lot, but without it being, going too far and being super frustrating. Unfortunately, the selected combination of core gimmicks is a death knell for creativity. Crates and conveyor belts are everywhere in this genre. They've been done on numerous different platforms, including Mega Man 11. Executed example, but it's been seen before multiple times. Yeah, I suppose that is fair criticism. Met crates help a little, giving the idea Mega Man has spin that doesn't always see, but enemies hidden in boxes are still fairly standard. If you don't get so trigger happy, they don't affect much. End result, a little less memorable than it could have been. I guess that's a fair point. I have seen all these gimmicks before, but for me, the Met boxes are enough to make it stick out in my mind, and the fast conveyors too. Metal Platan is fine, particularly the second one changing its drops, and the return of Dennis is neat. Glad he's only in this level. Giant Met Cannon is alright, but the second one is far easier. Yeah, good catch there. Metal Man starts smoothly, feels good to fight, and then the second phase is a lot. Yeah. Let's see. Things were honestly going pretty well until that happened. Finally crafted. May not be driven with originality, but what it has is still good. I hope to see a more unique concept next time. Should I buy some biscuits tomorrow? Translations cookies. I mean, yeah, sure. Why not? Unless you have a difficulty watching weight, which I'm not going to assume that you do. Why not? Go ahead and buy a tin of biscuits. It's a good idea. You got a favorite kite? You got a favorite kind that you're going for? That you're eyeing? Is yet another level I'm somewhat torn on. I recognize there's a fair amount of good aspects of the stage, mainly when it comes to the visuals and overall pacing. A fair amount of questionable things here as well. Focus on the good things first. Let's see. Presentation. Best looking and best sounding. It's very fitting. Not super distracting, though. I'll explain more when we get to Metal Man itself. That aside, I have no real complaints about this. On a visual or audio basis, fantastic work on the art front. Overall structure is well thought out in terms of pacing. Things are introduced in a reasonable manner, and the challenge ramps up steadily from there. Tokens are an odd exception. They aren't exactly well hidden or even remotely difficult. But I think that, I don't know, I think that's fine. They are technically remotely hidden. They're hidden behind a box. It's not much work you have to do to find them, but they are hidden. Let's see. Well, I did enjoy the platforming at first. I have to admit, steadily lost interest the more the level went on. Conveyor belts and boxes aren't super interesting. They're plain. Let's see. To break things up a bit, it's just my take. A little did manage to grab your attention. A straight surge service with the red conveyor belts. They move a smidge too fast to the point where if you're hit while I'm on them, you're most certainly going to fall before you recover. Okay, that's a fair criticism. That was noticeable. The hits done while being on a conveyor belt is rough. Quick side note for those of you playing with the metal helmet upgrade. Nope. Keep in mind that us judges didn't have the benefit of using upgrades. Disabling the helmet for yourself, then get hit. Yeah, that would, experiencing that. No upgrades here. Experiencing everything as vanilla as possible. Last thing of note here is Metal Man himself, just like with the stage, however, have mixed feelings. Like his first phase, a lot of his attacks shield him. Second phase is where it starts to fall apart. Yep. Dev Kick Glow, yeah, it's reserved for invincibility. As for the rest of the fight, his main issue is that he moves and jumps around way too much, a little too fast at that. The shielding on his moves are a lot less fun to play around. Or indicator for when the boulder's no longer dealing damage to you is the blinking effect is a bit distracting. Yeah, it is kind of odd that there's rubble that's actually coming and falling onto you here. In addition, that doesn't hurt you, in addition to rocks that also don't hurt you. The graphic, that is a little bit strange in the graphics department. There's definitely a lot of thought and effort put into this stage. The quality and presentation is certainly there, but there's certain aspects that keep it from being the best it could be. That's like one of the longest Shinryu judge comments actually, like this far. I don't think I remember seeing his, scroll wheel move down in that small of increments before. A factory full of adorable helmeted critters. Strong starting impression. Eager to see what a metal-centered stage would be. That impression just didn't hold up as I kept playing. It's very weird for... Okay, it's very strange seeing Patchy's scores. Like, their scores of... I think outside of, like, the very dregs of Tier 1, they have been, like, in the 30... they've been consistently in, like, the 50s and 60s, with the occasional peak into 70 and 80 in the last couple of tiers. So it's weird to think that this level rates about the same in Patchy's mind as some of the ones in, like, Tiers 2 and 3, which are definitely not as high of quality, in my opinion. But, whatever. They made the cut, so be it. Custom assets are cool. Let's see. Anime boss gate, the single new metal of the stage. More emphasis on the factory part than the metal part? I guess that's fair. The metals themselves don't end up making much specific... the challenges aren't designed around the mets themselves, except for the propeller mets. I guess, and then they get overused. I mean, they're a very versatile thing. You can plap them anywhere, plop them anywhere, and they'll, shoot spreads of 3 at you, and, like, it creates a decent challenge when you got a whole bunch of moving platforms to jump on. Like, I can't quite blame it for being everywhere. Maybe because I knew from the title the stage was going to be about cute metals, I had way higher expectations. Boss, I actually didn't mind it at first, but the second phase got revealed. Yeah, too much. Punish is cornering you. No, it's not. You can reasonably dodge them. It's just that it comes out way too fast. I understood where the gaps were, it's just I could never make it over there. Metal Man also becomes either immune or takes no more damage from any special weapons. Dash attack barely has any wind-up. Well, it seems like you didn't actually try the break dash charge. I assume Mets are somewhat intelligent. After all, Mets backward is STEM. Oh, so true. You flatter me so much. Are you looking for a raise? Factory is often an excuse to haphazardly toss enemies on the conveyors, thanks to a carefully curated handful of assets and a distinct Mega Man Zero vibe in the aesthetics and challenge design. I gotta agree, it really does feel like Mega Man Zero, and the best parts of Mega Man Zero too. I like that. Cute little staircases, the metal security guards, the defunct giant metal. It's the way the crates are deposited on the conveyors with a sense of oopsie, wrong button. A sense of purpose. Low's all about style, doesn't skimp on the substance. May not be required to demonstrate full understanding of a new hazard before proceeding. But every new element is introduced in a controlled environment. Conveyors are used to good effect. Creates 2, minus the easy tokens. Veers into familiar territory. Hello, Dennis. Nice to see you improve. The worst part of Blockman's level. It never feels derivative. It's a mixed bag, though. Uneven, though not unfair checkpoint distribution makes the level feel long and then rapidly shorter. Yeah, that's fair. Because there was a lot of death in the beginning that was kind of tripping me up, but then it got, you know, a lot easier to work with towards the end. Fast conveyors are too fast or perhaps too short. Yeah, too short was probably maybe how I would think of it. There were a lot of jumps that became tight just because I couldn't actually stand on them for very long. Outdoor sections, smart, frantic, and with all introductory challenges. Distractingly dense background graphics. The mixed baggery extends to Metal Man himself. Frequently off-screen, frequently invulnerable, rough. It's like a truck. Shot deflecting pickaxe. Am I really able to pry off? I can pry off the. Sorry, I'm fiddling with my controller, and I just realized I can pry off like the face of it without even thinking about it. Like it's just not. It's not like attached by any like screws or clicks or anything. I think it's like just maybe a weak magnetic force. Huh. Anyways, I got distracted. It does feel a little bit cheap to actually have this in my hands now. Let's see. At the same time, it feels like an authentic Capcom boss, and that's excellent. Some things keep me from enjoying this more, but still a level to be proud of. Agreed. Let's see. Aesthetics are good. Parallax is good. Debris is good. Fortunately, dropped the ball in a couple of really key areas. Checkpoint placement was poor. The number and placement of mini-bosses combined with so much opportunity for instant death led to quite a bit of frustration. Repeating the same mini-boss encounter is not fun, especially when there are difficult platforming sections immediately afterwards, or they are found partway through the fairly long segments. But no, Ace, come on! Another unhinged take from Ace. Like the second Metal Poton dispenser was awesome. It was a good iteration on the first challenge that actually felt more difficult to do. Come on now, stop having bad takes. Either adding more checkpoints or reducing the number of mini-bosses you expect the fight will be significantly improved. Yeah, but I don't think it's so bad an idea to have the mini-bosses that we have here, because they are not, you know, they're only of medium health, if anything. They're pretty easy to, you know, actually, like, they have obvious weak spots, you can damage them the whole time. It's not like you're stuck waiting for, like, the vulnerability on a mini-boss, and all the enemies in the stage are, like, really, like, fragile. You can take them down in just a couple shots. It's not like a stage where there's, like, a billion Sniper Joes to chew through, and you're just, like, your trigger finger is dead by the time you're halfway through the stage. Like, it's Mets. Just place a couple good shots, and it's fine. Like, to have more pauses at actually substantiative mini-bosses, I think is okay. Overall, the attack patterns are good, well thought out, mostly fair. Your damage could have been a fun and worthwhile kept to the stage. Yeah, size of the room is, yeah, hard to actually keep an eye on him. Yeah, the damage is too much with the second form. Also, it's built-in invincibility with pickaxe. It is, yeah, tough to tell, easily confusable. Yeah, see the tells becomes a damage race. Yeah, that's an even bigger problem. If I could actually see the tells more, if the level wasn't bigger, then I could actually work with it. Room after the first Metal Poton boss, you use only the empty crates as enemies spawning in resulted in almost certain death. I didn't notice. You probably threw in Dennis the Dennis mid-boss trying to impress or appeal to me with a well-received reference for my favorite level from MaGMML3, but it didn't work. Okay, I think... A-Spark, tone the narcissism down just a little bit. Dennis is a beloved MaGMML IP character for all. Like, I don't think that it's particularly just for you. It's because everybody likes Dennis. You know, I'm pretty sure that's a TV show, actually. Everybody likes Dennis. It was really popular. It was something that the Light family was watching before this whole fiasco started. Until it transforms to other mets, call that shit metamorphosis. Oh my god. His script is on fire right now. Grimspecs, my man. Metamorphosis, even better. The script is, like, vaporized at this point. The house is on fire, too. All Fireman, but not that Fireman. The other one from Mega Man Rocks. Have a Gets Miffed at Ace Opinion compilation. I mean, it would make a nice parallel to Ilvo's Get Miffed at Flashman clips, so, like, you could consider it. She realized you typed out the Clash Royale King. Haha, yeah. Alright, well, now that little disaster of a judge review is out of the way. Electriri. Free hugs. Free hugs not recommended. That's okay. I'm probably immune to electricity. It's fine. Element Man, my man. Yeah. Oh, really? Janelle did that? What? Really? Ugh, I can't believe her. You know what? I'm gonna really put in a good word for you at HR. Gravity Wumbo. Oh shit, this is probably Flashman's like 4th highest level, huh? Alright. Let's see what we got here. I mean, a decent choice for music. Against the prep. Oh, okay. So now we're no longer inspired by VVVV. We're just playing VVVVV. I think that's cool. That's just like, I mean, technically it's... I understand it's a reference to Gravity Circuit. It's not just VVVV, but that's the one that I think of because that's my generation. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Is Ice Wall an option? That... Oh god. This is gonna be awkward as hell, but alright. Anyways, I was saying about the audio. I like Against the Pressure. It does feel a little weird to have it in a level that's so static on the animation department. That's a very weird complaint, but like... I'm very used to flashing lights and conveyor belts when it comes to this music. To have a level that's just, you know, kind of completely static like this, a little awkward. Interesting. How do I do that without dying? Okay, let's think about this. Let's see, because I don't have Magnet Beam or any utilities as an option. I mean, let's just throw ourselves into the abyss? Okay. Cool, had to make sure. Welcome back to another episode of What the Bloody Hell is on my recommended? Your co-host, Cool Ez. Yeah, I got flashed in the classroom. It was super awkward. Are you sure your cousin isn't looking up more than just Clash Royale on your YouTube account? That feels like something that you should maybe start being concerned about. Alright, pointless shield attacker is pointless. Maybe there's something that triggers and I come back for that token. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Unless I have to do more funny Ice Wall shenanigans. I think I have to do more funny Ice Wall shenanigans. Alright, you're a little in the way, so let's get you out of here. This is gonna be hard enough without some giant fucker stepping on me. Some I recommended, my friend. Okay, nope, I fall just as fast as the Ice Wall. Good to know. Well, I could probably do it upside down. Push it while I'm facing forward. Okay, hold on. Science. We still have more to test. Shield attacker actually got to crush me this time. Okay. Okay, one. This. Okay, no, I fall just as fast as that, so that's not gonna work. Okay. They jarking it, and by it, they peanuts. I will also take a, I will take a backseat here, if y'all know if that token is, something I just need to come back for. So that way I don't have to waste time here. I'd appreciate that. Or if there's just some utility that I'm not thinking of using. Like, I see Tornado Blow now, but I'm also not seeing how it could help. I guess I haven't tried firing it off. Is it lift me off the ground for some reason? No? Okay. Mango Beam. Unfortunately, they defeated the Magnet Beam. It's not allowed. They banned it. If anything, I'll probably figure it out later. But, Coolest, you were the one that saying last night that your memes are cursed. You can't be judging Grim for saying a Peanuts joke. You have to accept the fact that you've brought this upon yourself. I guess, I don't know, I'll come back for that token. I'll figure it out another time. I mean, so far, this is sick, though. Ah, I see. I actually do need to make it through that with the dude attached to my head. Oh, this is fun. This is making probably the best use of this concept. Well, I mean, it's the first time I've seen it in this game so far, and it's also just using it really well. I kind of can't stop being entranced by it. It's one of those things that needs... It inspires me to say, yeah, I need to actually play Gravity Circuit. I mean, there's a lot of things I need to play, you know, after just... Damn it. Alright, too fast. After actually experiencing this game, like Copy Kitty's on the menu now, Magical Girl Doropi as well. Like, a lot of things need to get played because of this game. And Gravity Circuit was kind of already there, but, I want to get to. Or wait, am I thinking Metal Storm? Or does Gravity Circuit do the same thing? Chill, and then they're like, was they joking it? What else do you do on a Tuesday night? Okay, cool. The chat message of 87. We're getting silly with it. Okay, that one makes more sense, although I don't know if I was going to be able to actually get out of there fast enough. The checkpoint placement feels a little bit brutal with just the requirement to get that token. If you miss, you have to go all the way back here. Oh well, still having fun with it, though. And by it, let's just say... Oh, fuck. What other things to talk about while I'm mindlessly going through this? Let's see. I had to also switch to Windows 11 at work recently. I've been avoiding it because of, you know, all of the controversies surrounding Copilot and how it's just going to be collecting your screen activity constantly, and I don't like that. Also, the fact that Windows 11 kind of starts out with a Mac vibe rather than a Windows vibe with just the layout of the screen. Not a huge fan. There is one Windows 11W I can actually say in its favor, though, and that's that finally Windows 11 allows you to have tabs in Explorer. You no longer have to open multiple file Explorer windows, which is such a boon when you're editing something. Or, you know, at work, trying to keep tabs on several different files, cycle through them, that kind of thing. The one thing that Windows 11 has been screwing me over on, though, lately is the fact that Bluetooth is really not that functional on Windows 11. I'm trying to get my headphones to actually connect, and for some reason, it connects them. It recognizes that it's connected via Bluetooth, but it does not, in fact, recognize them as viable audio input and output devices. So, I don't know about that. I'll just have IT look at that at the next opportunity, but it's amazing that Windows managed to make using Bluetooth even harder. It's unfortunate, but what else am I gonna do, right? Go to Linux? Yeah, hell no. Jorkin, Pawn, Strangle. Alright. Just want to have a comedy night at this point? We could start telling jokes. Oh god, there's so much here. What's happening? Which way did I go? Okay, that looks like the boss direction? Ah, okay, so maybe I get it. I think I get it. Is this gonna take me back to the token, or is this just a separate thing to do? Watermelon Man, what the hell are you doing here? No, really, what the hell is Waterman Melon doing here? This level had nothing to do with watermelons. And I have to hit him with charge shots. Okay. Okay, like, it's pretty easy pattern to just slide through. Then I have to actually interact with the gravity. That's unfortunate. Oh, and I've thrown the pattern completely off. Good job, Crash. Okay, I get the idea of not overwhelming you with too many things when there's gravity and other shit to go after, but, like, that was a little bit easy. Alright, fun little bonus room for goodies. We're here telling jokes. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. The chat has more funny juice than the streamer. This is not good. Mega Man 2 alien, but faster. Yeah, true. At the very least, we didn't have to hit him with Water Shield. That would have been truly an insult. Oh, Gravity Man, you're fitting. Finally. That makes sense. Oh god, and you're doing more. You're a different breed of Gravity Man. Huh. Alright. That's interesting. That's a little bit of a timing challenge to actually flip on time. I like that. And you can choose to be as aggressive or passive as you want, but not being at the mercy of his gravity flips. This is a fun redo of a redux of the Gravity Man concept. This kicks ass. How do I get that second token? It should be quickly enough to go back to, so I can go fiddle around with it for a little bit, but... What did you say? Probably getting so much because of the Jorkin. Is this how Funny Juice is sustainably farmed? Is this what content creators mean by really milking their chat? I hope not. I don't want to. I don't need to be over that quick. We still got a young, illustrious career here. We don't need to immediately, you know, get canceled. Okay, that's a death sentence. All right, and that's just going backwards. Jorkin farm. That was so much. I can rant about having to use the bubble lead, which is the worst weapon in the game. Weird way of saying crash bomb. Hey, Grim, why don't you remember whose chat you're in before you go spreading such terrible opinions, alright? Because I think I agree with Kool-Aid's here. Bubble lead is definitely the worst option in comparison. I love me a good crash bomb. Jorkin farm members. I'm freaking it. I'm freaking losing it here, guys. Okay, well that's probably closer to the idea. Okay, hold on. I have to really think about how this works. Because, I mean, I still have Rush Coil. That's still an option. I don't think that can carry me far enough to actually go and get that. If I made an ice wall and landed on it for a second, that's still not tall enough. It's as tall as this 3-block tall thing. I don't think I can't tornado blow my way up there. That doesn't make any sense. Ice Wall seemed like an option because that one brief spot that I could flip upwards. But I don't know if that actually makes any sense. Oh, wait a minute. I think I get it. I think I get it, because it technically, I think it's flipping you the moment that you actually press the A button off the ground. So I think that the rush coil is actually the option here. If I just do this... I think that's it. I just have to, like, precisely get this. Damn it. There's far too much ammo and deals, like, barely any damage. I feel like you're giving it almost the top spin treatment there. Like, it definitely deals damage. It's just a matter of knowing exactly who to use it against. Like, yeah, it is mostly the Robo Roosters, but, like, there are definitely opportunities to use Crash Bomb. There's maybe other weapons that are more energy efficient at it, but I think still Crash Bomb is good, you know, solid slug to just kind of throw out there. Meanwhile, it's like, I hardly ever find myself wanting to... Yeah, see, there we go. Nice. That was cool as hell. I hardly ever see myself wanting to use Bubble Lead. I basically only use it for, like, that one stage in the Wily stages, where it's just like... You know, I'm not going to memorize where every single fake floor is. That's just a waste of my time. At least Bubble Lead is plentiful. Well, so is Quick Boomerang, but that doesn't mean it's good either. Alright, so thoughts on that level. I have really high opinions about that level. Each token requires a... Well, 2 of the tokens require very good use of utilities and slash ice wall in creative ways to understand the gravity gimmick a lot better. The last 3 tokens do kind of just come down to rushing through the Bunby sections. Those felt messy, which I wasn't really a big fan of. It's one of those things, it's like, your mileage will vary depending on how much of, like, a Sonic fan or a Mega Man Zero fan you are. Like, if you really enjoy, you know, memorizing the stage layout, then you'll be fine, you know, working with it. I'm not really a huge fan of that kind of mentality, so, like, you know, not having those sections committed to memory to just absolutely schmoove on them made it a little bit less appealing to go through. It felt rough. I was mostly just face tanking at a certain point. That being said, they weren't too awful. It was just that the one, I had to go through the first 2 of those Bunby sections, like, a lot, because of that, just the amount of instant death around there, and, like, the 3rd token, or was it the 4th? 3rd or 4th token, the one requiring Break Dash. A little bit too tight on the timing there. I think 1 fewer spike could have, you know, gotten the message across without forcing me to go all the way back before the first of those running segments. But I mean, otherwise, the Gravity Man fight was kick-ass. The Watermelon fight was not necessary, but, you know, a fine primer on fighting bosses with the gravity flip mechanic. And while I did complain about the music at first, it's definitely good music. It works with it. It has a distinct identity, good graphics. I would say that I probably land pretty close into Flashman's grading of the stage, though I would say maybe some of if he's taking off points in, like, functionality and design for things like the oops. Oh, I pressed the Xbox button, I think. There we go. Taking off points on, like, design for, like, the Bunby catcher segments, I would probably agree to that. Otherwise, I thought that level had pretty much all the identity that a Mega Man level needs. Maybe could have used some more interesting aesthetics, but, you know, having tells and stuff in the background too was very much appreciated. Let's see. Back to the Mega Man 2 weapon argument. Time Stopper isn't that good either. This one gets you through a whole insta-death level. Yeah, I tried... That's one of those things where Time Stopper can be surprisingly useful. Like, I've played Mega Man 2 specifically doing Flashman first, just with the challenge of, okay, where can I best launch Flash Stopper in every level? And you can find pretty good places for it. But that being said, I will agree, there's a lot of bad places you can just fire it off. Like, in Heatman stage, it makes basically no sense to ever use Flash Stopper there, because then it just screws up all the Yoku blocks. Maybe at the very beginning, when it's just pure platforming, you can do it, but it's not like the telly's really getting in the way anyhow. But then, you know, I could think of other useful places, like with Metal Man shutting down all the conveyors and making it so you can get past, like, the clown gear things a lot faster. You know, Bubble Man, you have to... Bubble Man maybe not as useful, but I mean, if you're having trouble with the finicky falling platforms, then it's a good place to use it. Let's see. If you ever do a playthrough of Mega Man 2 on stream, I will. Use Crash Bomb meaningfully throughout besides the boss weakness or destroyable walls. Yeah, I mean, I've tried that before. It's possible. I've definitely done so. Let's see. It's also good. I like using against the monkeys. I mean, look, the only unfair thing about comparing, like, when is it useful in Mega Man 2 is the other big problem in Mega Man 2 is that Metal Blade is so goddamn good. Like, any argument of is something useful, you have to automatically take out the assumption of, yeah, but what if I use the S triple plus tier weapon in the game? Anyway, so yeah, what do the judges have to say about this level? Let's see, can't say it's the first time I've seen that. Core concept is to replace Mega Man's jump with a gravity flip. You can only flip while grounded. Sound idea in theory, the execution wasn't as entertaining as hoped. Really? Flip Mega Man falls at the rate you'd expect for Mega Man 1's Magnet Beam. It's much faster than regular jumping, and make dodging a chore. No, I disagree. You need it to be fast, otherwise you're going to be waiting forever to go between ceiling and floor, and the fact that it's at a constant rate is good. How badly it screws up muscle memory? Oh, come on. Learn new controls. Don't be an old dog that can't learn new tricks. Someone prefers down and jump slide over the slide button. This is an alarming chance to screw them over. Yeah, fair. That would have screwed me over as lower in the tiering before I got used to the slide button. Lack of sound, weird lack of sound and boring graphics. The whole thing ends up feeling off. So if I say I didn't enjoy this, you didn't have sound? Since the core gimmick didn't feel great, the level suffers. While the design is technically sound, trying to learn a new gimmick and unlearn player muscle memory is a bad time to pepper things with instant death and powerful tanky enemies. Use of Rush Coil and the no jump haul for a token is brilliant. Shield Attacker makes a way better obstacle with gravity flips, and the Bunby catchers were some of the most entertaining parts of the level. I wouldn't say they were the most well-designed parts, though. Difficulty and gimmick combination is a bit of a downer, but there's enough good in here that I still consider it worth playing, regardless of the vexing core gimmick. The bosses were entertaining enough, or at least Gravity Man was. I do wish he looked a little different, though, to telegraph that you're not fighting regular old Gravity Man before he starts using new attacks, but that's ultimately a minor issue. T-posing Melon Man, though, that was several different flavors of boring. Okay, yeah, it did get a little bit repetitive, but... you know, it was a good primer for a just random bonus. It was still weird to have Watermelon Man, but, like, whatever, we'll take it. I had a hand in that game, still do, even. I've heard the jokes, and that's not going to impress me, especially since he's basically just the Mega Man 2 alien, but pointless. No, it was a particular reference to something. Shinryu also seems to be a little salty about the stage. Okay, come on, sis, spill your tea. It's the first one that I've actually seen replace the jump with the gravity flipping mechanic. Felt disappointing. The sheer velocity. Really? I thought that a lot of the... I enjoyed weaving through at the speed that I did. It made the stage feel fast, fresh, dynamic. Just get used to the creative ways to complement the gravity flipping gimmick. Rather, its enemies like... that create a big stomper that can be the most awkward to deal with given their placements and how they move. Yeah, there is a lot of instant death in the stage. It would be nice to have that toned down just a bit. A few of the tokens. Go to the second token's rather interesting setup, giving you to find a way to reach it, and through the rest of the room without hitting the jump button. The Bunby Catcher ones I was a little less thrilled with, seeing as you had to hold back the whole time to slow things down. Hold back? Slow things down? That's an idea I didn't even think of. Oops. It just leaves us with one of the end bosses, one of which is a joke boss that's immune to uncharged shots for some reason. I think it's safe to say that he's posting teas. Doesn't contribute much, as he's basically just a tanky version of the alien. Thankfully, Gravity Man ended up being a bit more interesting. Yeah, new attack. It's good. Oops, it's a decent end to a stage that, while I didn't enjoy all that much, still is a solid idea. Fine. Without using Metal Blade really goes to show how bad that game is when you can't rely on the instant win weapon for everything. Yeah, you don't say. Gravity Wumbo, when we get in Gravity Mini, we need to set it to Gravity E. We need Gravity E and Gravity 3 to complete the quadrifecta here. I think we had Gravity Mini. We actually had Gravity Mini back in Tier 2. That was Clash Crash's submission of Gravok 2.0. Let's see, obligatory reference, on the stage itself, surprisingly. Very cool how the lamps are set up at start. You need to flip in quick succession to take them down. Flower lamps have to feel a bit overused. Yeah, agreed. Bee posting. The MaGMML3 of bee posting. Someone say bees? Despite the rather abundant use of gravity gimmicks in this contest, there are definitely a few neat rooms that stand out here and there. Yes, let's see. The tokens about the ice wall, and the rush coil, and the blue hoy. Funny Melon Man cameo that you can only hit with water shield. Ooh, you could only hit it with water shield? That's, that's rough. I mean, obviously you can use a charge buster, but it didn't seem like Patchy found that. I have to macromanage the gravity flipping Brazilian yourself now, too. The problem is that his new attack doesn't really do a lot of damage. It's better to take it sometimes, as opposed to staying in the same lane and him taking the high contact damage. Yeah, I guess if you're just going for a damage race strategy, you could just stay in the corner, but who goes for a damage race strategy? That's not fun. That's not Kino. Let's see. Fun level. Gotta agree, Flashman. You're my man. Starts a simple gimmick that takes players by surprise, ease players into situations, and introduce new elements. That would make a Wombologist proud. Let's see. Buster for perfectible. Designed for special weapons. Limitations are smart. Allow for favorite token challenges. Agreed. The Rush Coil one is genius. Pacing is just right. Checkpoints and power-ups exactly where they need to be. I wouldn't quite go that far. That third token with the break dash was mean. We needed one more checkpoint. Nothing was wasted. The balance of different enemy types and distribution is spot on. The only real criticism, the challenge progression between the two button bee catcher sections, straight up combat, near death spikes is fine. But an evolution of the brilliant don't jump challenge from earlier might have fit better with the overall trajectory of the level. Speaking of the button bee catcher and don't jump sections, I appreciate the background graphics wordlessly warn the player. Graphics pleasant and professional. Relative minimalism keeps focus on the gameplay. Yeah, it would have gotten a little overwhelming if we actually had flashing lights like I was first vying for. You know, holds a little back. You can't press down and jump, or up and jump for that matter, to slide. Ooh, that is actually rough. Yeah, growing up playing without one, it's hard to adjust. Tokens are less fun when you're suddenly fumbling with controls you've known for decades. Fix that. It's favorite level in the contest. Yeah, you should probably at least give players the option to use the jump button for the thing that they're used to. Besides jumping. Aesthetically boring, a little generic. Music was a poor choice, added to the generic feeling. Yeah, alright, that's what I was complaining about at the beginning. I hate to say I'm agreeing with Ace Spark there, but here we have it. Ring enemy was frustrating when you couldn't hit it, and there was multiple times where you couldn't, it was above you and you could not jump. Okay, immediately disagreeing with Ace Spark's take. Again, that's maybe the point of having the ring enemy in this exact stage, to where you have to use its following you AI to get it into the space where you can shoot it. That's maybe the whole point of that enemy being here. This is the first time I've seen a stage on these games using the 6V mechanic implemented well, built around completely. Complexity of challenges facing the player increased in a natural way. The generous checkpoint placement allowed them to get difficult. Button bee catcher sections were entertaining. I wish I had actually thought to slow it down. Let's see. Every single token was a different puzzle. Required something thought, were never cryptic. Second one stumped us for a bit, was rewarding to figure it out. Agreed. Gravity Man is epic. Potentially a credible stage. It's a shame the issues mentioned drag it down a bit. Melon Man sucked. I mean, yeah, but, you know. Dull fight that dragged on for way too long, even though it's purely optional and made the stage worse by its inclusion. Not because it's a crap fight, no, but just the simple fact that it's an overplayed joke and not even a fun reference at this point. Given him an unfunny text box, you probably would have tanked your score across several judges, so good thing for small bits of restraint, I guess. It's really getting interesting how divided the judges actually are at this point. Now we're getting to the levels that, you know, are only not in the top tier because, well, maybe the top 2 tiers because judges are split on whether or not the level is okay or the best thing to ever grace this green earth. Plugman, when you're done here, why not head back to the hotel and go shopping? A wardrobe refresh wouldn't hurt, right? Plugman, I kind of have a whole branding thing to do. I can't plug my brand here if I go back and become like Roll or something. Stop by the casino afterward. Are you encouraging gambling, Plugman? You're gonna get this game like a NC-17 rating. Play some games, trade in some tokens, please, pretty please, ugly please. Why do you care so much? Sorry, I get paid by the question mark. Oh, because you're plugging it. Okay. Good stuff. Alright. Let's see. I thought we had one more level here. Yeah, there's one more energy element I didn't find yet. Oh, and a token. I guess we'll have to search around for that? I guess that's what's below, right? When the lifts aren't working. Well, let's fight the tier boss. Do bubble air, metal flash crash first. Light smell blade. Quick boomerang. Okay, quick boomerang is better than I first gave it credit for. Like, it's not that bad of a weapon, but it does have some pretty limiting range. And yeah, it's good against the 2 bosses that it's good against, but... Laundry, we'll see you back in a minute then. What do we got here, though? Power conduit D, offline. Total generator power loss in T-minus 5 minutes because I had to destroy things. Must be that Crash guy I heard of so much. Don't believe we've met. Well, now is a great time to introduce me. I'm Crash Icarus. I'm a PNG tuber on YouTube. Oh, that's not what you're interested in? Name's Control Man. I'm in charge of this whole power plant, which you probably just want to get on with the fight. Oh wait, what about the warning that I caused? I'm really sorry, but you worry too much. I can directly interface with all the machines here, so I don't need to lift a finger to sort things out. Makes up for not having weapons, if you can believe it. You don't have a built-in weapon system? Then why were you assigned as tier boss? I'm guessing that the stage is going to come and kill me. Dr. Wily's highest-ranking robots. You kind of gave the game away there a little bit. I'm normally more of a backstage worker, but when Ernest Will gave me a job offer, I realized something. The range of machines I can interface with is a lot more broad than I thought. Abandoned Wily bunker full of them. Alright, it's time for 7 Force again. Let's go! Are you ready? I fought this Wily machine before. I can handle this. You have? What Wily machine is this? MaGMML3, assemble. Oh shit, it really is time for 7 Force again. Let's go. Okay, let's just get used to where the Birdo bouncing is, but this is probably gonna be fun. I actually, okay. I think Snorant Pyro was maybe a little bit incorrect. I enjoyed the 7 Force fight, but that's okay. To each their own. Okay, the tier bosses are certainly getting a lot more complicated to fight at this point, though. There is a significant lack of space. Oh, I guess I could have destroyed that thing, huh? Alright, and now we're getting into patterns. And now we're getting into jumping into arms. Cool. The machine is the final boss of MaGMML3, specifically the remastered version. Ah, okay, so that's why I don't recognize it whatsoever. Still, cool enough. It's distinct enough on its own for me to not have to, you know, be so confused about not having ever seen it before. Okay, I do have to play a pretty defensive fight here, though, don't I? Not something I'm exactly used to. I remember these flower bosses from something in MaGMML2. I don't quite remember exactly who they belong to, but I do remember them. I could do with maybe like one fewer thing to dodge on screen at a given time, though. That would be a nice courtesy. At least it's just a fixed pattern. I just actually have to get good at dodging it. Okay, alright, so that one always, the first one always goes left, the second one always goes right, so I should dodge accordingly. I've never been a fan of things that knock me on my ass, forcing me to jump when I don't really otherwise need to, but sure I can do it. Who the hell had MaGMML3 first? Why it's just like why Pyro disliked it specifically? Yeah, I don't quite remember either. She's of course entitled to her opinion, but yeah, no, 7 Force was something I even played recreationally. Like that was just a fun fight. Even the Sakugane form, which was chaotic, like it was simple enough to where it was like you could get into a groove and it wasn't going to like completely destroy you. It did take me a long time to get completely used to the fight, but like once I understood it, I was like, oh, this is possibly peak Mega Man. This is absolutely badass in every single conceivable manner. Okay, come on now. It's a little bit too hard to dispatch of the 7 Force ball and deal with everything else at the same time. Alright, we're through 1 health bar. I don't think this thing needed 2 health bars. I'll say that, maybe. It's a little bit much. Like, sure, it's vulnerable a lot of the time, but, like, you really need to focus a lot on dodging if you don't want to be blown up. Oh, okay, there is a second phase that I now have to deal with. Oh, goodness. Whole extra thing to now have to learn. Okay. Please. I'm so small. I'm tiny. Don't crush me in the corner. Please, I beg of you. I don't have amazing wall jumping capabilities like X. Improve runs that boss. Good stuff. Right, MaGMML3 on the other hand, that is a story for another day that I will have to learn painfully, I'm sure. I don't remember Glass Birdo here. Are they another MaGMML3 entry? Okay, so it sometimes shifts whether or not you can do left or right based on its exact positioning. That kind of sucks. I do remember the stupid little airman cloud, though. I'm pretty sure that was a MaGMML2 joke entry. Alright, we're getting it down. Now this is a fun, drawn-out fight. Much better than Wizard Man. Alright, and now I understand these are semi-solid platforms. I can actually, I now get a little bit better of the strategy I'm supposed to be taking to dodge. Not good at it still, but I understand it a little bit more now. Still being cornered, but we can do this. We're almost there. Oh god. Don't drop bombs on me like this now. Oh, sweet. You did it. Patrol man, what do you got to say? Well, meet me fair and square. Go claim your prize. Repair a new power conduit. Yeah, I kind of destroyed all the everything, didn't I? That's what I do. We fuck shit up here. We leave. Huh. From Mix Wily stage from MaGMML1. Air capsules from MaGMML1 as well, but it's created returned for the MaGMML2 submission. Alright, that makes sense. Hey, Protoman, did you, put your core over there? Are you gonna die soon? Restricted area below a trap door. Think of it as someone's private laboratory. You need to use a treadmill to cut the door's power, but it's hidden away somewhere. Through certain panels in the walls always hide secret passageways. Or I could just cut the power like this. Unless that doesn't work, in which case it's probably like, I don't know. Figure it out. Top left corner of the map. Alright. Ooh. I just kind of noticed, taking away the, getting rid of the power core kind of has the Mega Man 5 M-Tank effect on the music. You get just the rhythm, none of the melody. Oh, I see. I didn't even notice that up there. Can you hear a sound cue? Does it matter which way I'm turning it? Hopefully not. Alright, let's go see. Make a whole way around the map. Sweet. Alright. What we got? Oh, Vault Man, it's your secret lair. You have nothing to say. Really, huh? Not to you, anyhow? Wait, two Vault Men? Okay. Alright, Vault Man. What secret nefarious deeds are you actually putting up back here? Oh, goodness. Hello. Well, this is an eccentric little area, an eclectic cast of characters, huh? Stack generated power leads to rather temperamental equipment. Lucky Dr. Will, Mr. Will pays well. So thank us for keeping this place up to code. Ah, yes, you're the true OSHA safety supervisors around here. Thought this was a good idea for a power. Who thought this idea was a good idea for a power source? You? Don't you know not to distract someone whilst they're working? Who do you think maintains this place and keeps the workers cool? Let me get back to my job, you Twitter who. What job? I guess so. You're the entire air conditioning for the entire campground, or not campground, entire fairgrounds. That's pretty impressive for one owl. Veltman as a default NPC spray as the Megamix editor. I have nothing to say as a default dialogue if you don't know anything new. Okay, makes sense. I knew Veltman was a default, but that makes sense as a default dialogue as well. Blue Devil. Oh, Boomahoo, Boomahoo. Blue Devil want to hug some plush friends, but they keep getting all burny when I touch them. Blue Devil is very upset. Is Blue Devil's tears making my friends all burny? Oh, Boomahoo. I'm sure I could spare a couple of spare plushies. It's alright. Just coat that shit in some organic brominated chemicals. That's fire retardant. It might cause cancer in the state of California, but we're over here in, you know, New Utopia City or whatever the hell Mega Man City is called. It won't cause cancer here. Super proud of the deep digging work, but it took place to get this built. Joyous, jolly, jubilations, pride. Feels all fuzzy, sparkly. In fact, you could say it. Electrifies, energizes, accelerates. So it told us to stand here. We find that very strange. We can't figure out why. Puzzled, perturbed, petrified. I need to wait here anyway. Friday, Fortnite, forever? Yes, I do recognize that there's 3 of them playing off of each other because it's Impact Man. And hey, you're riding the Mega Man Battle Network Rush. Into the static room, our little secret to do energy generation. Take a plushie, walk around, generate some static. Not safe for humans, kind of lethal for them. You aren't human, right? I guess not. Not too used to Earthlings. Teen's a bit late to ask that. What are you doing here anyway? Fuel made from a dark matter nebula is starting to get surprisingly expensive. So I ended up taking a lifeguard gig. Trying to get money for safeguarding, but also the energy generated while sitting on this sweet doggy chair. Ooh. Sounds like a nice deal. You could just sit on your ass and really, you know, just generate a little bit of energy for everyone. Everyone wins. It's called Mega City, Blue Devil, and the VC. Yeah, they didn't get very creative with that one, did they? Then again, it is Saturday morning cartoon logic, so why the hell not, right? Fuck it, call it Mega City. We just need to, we need to churn out Wily drops a, you know, Wily gets liver surgery. Mega Man 15. He's a good boy. Yes, perfect doggo. Looks more like a mole to me. That's a little bit mean. Looks like you shouldn't stay too long, as you continue to fry your optic circuits. Also, it's maybe a little bit easy to determine. Jupiter is probably my favorite design of the Star Droids because he looks like Crash Man. I thought you'd show up to our lab eventually. I'm Static Man, the proprietor of this satellite lab here in the Power Factory. True to my name, we've poured much of our research into the value of static electricity. Using the data we've collected so far, created simulations as testing grounds, tournament goers are free to volunteer to participate in our research. Okay, I'll go ahead and power the station secretly and make your job easier. Step forward and tackle my genius! Big Fish, Sea Sketch, and RDR Cat. Alright, sweet. A solid pink aesthetic that doesn't make my eyes completely bleed. Alright, I'll take it. Mini sheepmen. Oh, it's so adorable. It's actually, this is just like Battle Network, actually. For those uninformed, such as Grim, there is actually a sheepy enemy in Battle Network that looks just like those. So, and they just straight up tackle you too. So like, there's another little reference in case you didn't know. Feels a little strange to have acid dropper enemies here. Feel a little bit out of place theming wise, but I can't deny that some things are fun. Oh, ow. Static Man, but why are you moving? Yeah, he really should be called Dynamo Man. Wait. Called Ram Rams by chance? No, they're just called Sheepies. They really should be called Ram Rams. It would make more sense. Okay. Oh, okay. They're more like, they kind of got an anchor thing going on. Except only when close by? How the hell do these things work? I guess they're just vulnerable for short periods of time. Strange little enemies. Okay, and if you get close to them, they swipe at you. Alright. Very unclear how those enemies work. And mummies? Alright, this is starting to feel maybe a little bit like a judge test level. Because it starts to not make too much sense with some enemies here. And also a poorly introduced gimmick that suddenly over spikes and other dangerous things. Is that conduct? Ah. Shit, you're so wise. Okay, and it's also you have to move on these platforms too, so it's not just like Thermal Man either. I mean, I guess batteries do have acid, so I could see the acid guys making a little bit sense, but that's a bit of a stretch. Oh, and those blocks blend in way too well to the background. Alright, I get the feeling I'm gonna need this charge, so gotta get a good timing. And just go. Sweet. Level is starting to feel a little bit high in the damage. Okay, thank you for the health. I could use that. Good. Oh, I didn't even see that little thing there. I say this is a neat gimmick, if anything. I like it. It's not nearly as intense to work with as some of the other stuff, like, you know, Thermal Man. Not a fan of the conductor, though. Too invincible for too long. Thank goodness, we've reached a checkpoint. I no longer have to care about taking damage and dying. Let's see. What other random stuff can I talk about? I'm thinking of actually purchasing a third monitor. I've been kind of holding out for a while. I've just been using this random, like, old-ish Toshiba monitor that actually still... I mean, it has HDMI, but it also still... Oh god, the sheep are fried. How cruel. It has HDMI on it, but, like, it actually is old enough to still have, like, VGA plugs. Or not VGA plugs, AV plugs. You know, with the tricolor setup there. And so, you know, it's fine. It's 60 FPS. It's whatever. I kind of just need it for, you know, information. But now work has kind of gotten me used to having 3 monitors at once. And I'm also starting to realize that every time I'm setting up for stream, I'm, like, carefully juggling screen space between OBS, Firefox, Opera, File Explorer. Just too many things. And I should maybe just bite the bullet and get a proper third monitor. I've been kind of squeaking by on the fact that I have what I would call maybe an improper third monitor. Like, my specific laptop has a half-size, what's the resolution? Like a 1980 by 540? Yeah, I think that's the resolution. Ow. Okay, that's rude. 540 resolution touchpad monitor at the bottom. And you know, it works, but it is also like very small to okay. It is very small to actually have to work with. So, you know, it's maybe time to actually have some more space. Okay, what are you doing, Static Man? You're scaring me. Oh god, oh my god, there's so much to watch going on. Simple in concept, but crazy in execution. At least you don't have too much health. Third monitor helped a ton for streaming setup. Yeah, it would. And I bought the L-shaped desk specifically so I would have this kind of space too, so I should probably get around to using it. Stop being so stingy. Plus, it might be good if I actually want to, like, invest in, like, a real good modern monitor. I could probably get something that actually has, like, 4K resolution, or maybe at least, like, 2K-ish resolution. Because that's the main thing that's stopping me from streaming in higher resolutions. I'm kind of stuck at 1080p because that's what my, native laptop monitor is. I mean, it's fine for actually, doing things and playing. It's like 300 hertz monitor. It's pretty easy to work with, but, if I could maybe put, higher video resolutions out there, I have the bitrate for it. It's not impossible. But I do think definitely the major thing would just be having another screen to, like, dedicate to, say, OBS, so I don't have to worry about it, having other things to click on that stream, on the same screen. In addition, merch from the Mystic Museum, a sculpture by the artist formerly known as Anchor. Anchor? That one? It was only on sale for 48 hours. Oh, probably that one, yeah. For 48 hours, Mega Man level. Neat. Didn't expect to tackle me in person, did you? I did. And could you please face me when you're talking to me, Static Man? It's kind of rude. Next time in your schedule, do stop by again. I am sure I won't. You don't have a goodie for me to collect. Back from doing laundry. Hello. I hope the laundering went well-ering. Got a Roku TV as my monitor with laptop hookup to it. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. That's just going to contribute to eventually you have to have ads just on your TV. Sniff my armpits crash. Yeah, he's a freak. He's a dirty little robot, isn't he? All right, we actually have time to get to Kino levels now. Let's go over to the theater. Crowned. Hey, I recognize that. I'd love me some Kirby. Doorman, what's up? Welcome to the movie theater. It has been a while, hasn't it, Crash? Normally I'd ask you for your ticket, but tournament contestants have free entry. Enjoy the shows. Sweet. I said it before and I'll say it again. I am still surprised to see this much Mega Man Rocks representation in this game. There must have been maybe one of the programmers from the game there, or just like one of the programmers is a big fan of that game. Like, you know, we have at this point a lot of Mega Man entries to choose from for, you know, or Mega Man adjacent fan games to choose from for NPCs and stuff too. It is still impressive to me to see so many references to this one thing. Maybe because it was one of the more, you know, one of the best examples of an early fan game that has stood the test of time to a certain extent. Time to go to the movies. Time to see peak cinema. You get one of those portable monitors if you want to avoid cluttering your desk with an actual one. Portable monitors. I'm actually not sure what that necessarily means. Like, one to mount on... I don't know what you mean by portable monitor in comparison to a regular monitor. I mean, is it small? That sounds like it sucks. I'm guessing it's not small, but then how is it portable? It's big. Like, it's big. It's got components in it. We still jorking it? Yeah, I guess we are still jorking it around here. You got me. All of this elaborate discussion just to disguise the fact that we're jorking it. And by it, I mean pumpkin patches. Hello, little lost girl. Hey, mister, are you going to that mansion on the other side of the forest? I'd be careful if I were you. I think I saw a bunch of robots skulking around the place. Hey, don't profile. Not all robots. Bummer, and here I thought I could go trick-or-treating there. No, no, little Madoka Magica girl. Don't go into the haunted mansion in the forest. Oh my god, this mansion is full of robots. The Jorkin man. I don't know. Let's say that for Mega Man 18. Mega Man 18, we're going X-rated. Oh god, is this a crossover with the X series? I don't know. We're just pumping out these games by Capcom. Oh, thank goodness, a hothead that doesn't have 12 health. I can deal with this. Oh, burning grass. That's cool. Didn't expect that. Jorkin man near Junk man. Junk man speak to the Jorkin nut. Shut up! This is a voice call right now. I would be just going off with the... Man, who invited these guys? Alright, we're getting a cool mix of a fire gimmick. I like this. You don't usually see, you know, using fire weapons in the forest outside of, you know, Mega Man 7, so... Partial obstruction with the grass, also appreciated. I suppose there's probably a way to do that faster, but... I mean, 18 is okay, Big Man avoided 14, Dr. Violet passes a kidney stone. Yeah, I mean, you know, it helps that they gave you a cameo in that one. So, you know, I would have to also agree. It's partially why I'm kind of partial to Mega Man 18. They, you know, put me in like a toilet and put my head out. Maybe go like crashity dop dop, crash that dop dop. I really wasn't cool with that, but I guess it's better than nothing to get referenced in an official Capcom title. So, it's a secret. But you know, Mega Man 21. He's finally old enough to drink is a pretty good one too. You have to actually combat alcoholism, man, which is really a deep metaphor when you think about it. And it's really touching that Dr. Wily actually comes around and, like, you know, is the good guy. He's really sad to see Mega Man go down such a dark path. Wants nothing but the best for his rival. I mean, we know Wily struggled with alcoholism in the past too. I mean, God, how do you think that Woodman came about? Do you think that man was sober when he created that robot? A robot made out of wood? Ah, hell no. Okay, I will say the bat resprite isn't really doing much at this point. It's just kind of a bat. Not sure why it needed to be changed. Oh, the slowdown got me. Damn it. Let me nap. You're a mini boss in Skibidi Man stage. Yeah, so. And the Skibidi Flusher. Oh, God. I'm guessing he's weak to the camera flasher as well. Is that the Skibidi lore? I don't know. I'm so out of touch with it. Skibidi lore is just, you know, outside of my generational purview. The shame, too. I used to actually watch the guy that made Skibidi toilet stuff. The Fuck Boom actually had some pretty funny stuff when I was younger. It's not like I didn't stop watching because of Skibidi toilet. It's just like, I don't know. Time happens, and I just kind of stopped watching the man. And then to hear him come back and be like, oh, he's doing a thing that is, you know, replacing my generation's brain rot, giving Gen Alpha their brain rot, right? Like, just a little too late. The gate's closed off. Oh man, that's lame. I wonder if there's any other way to get in. I don't know. What am I, a miracle worker? I use Tornado Blow. I can lift up the gate or something. Like, just a background object. Oh, it's just a way down here. I'm kind of concerned I haven't seen a token yet. I feel like I probably should have seen a token by now. You mean Mega Man 21 was actually just Mega Man 9 plus 10? Yeah, exactly. You know what's up. And that's I'm surprised they didn't, you know, make a third Legacy collection out of that and call it Mega Man 21. Mega Man fucking dies. No, that already happened in Mega Man 16. It was just a pretty tragic, I don't know why they decided to actually go with such a dire circumstance for that and drop that bomb so early, but for some reason, this is when Capcom decided to say, like, hey, we need to talk about what happens when you lose a loved one before their time, and like when Dr. Light manages to outlive his son. Now, granted, Mega Man does still come back in Mega Man 17, but, you know, that's why 17 was about Proto Man's adventure to revive his brother. Boomerang and Mega Man 23, his weakness is pronouns. You know what's funnier than Mega Man 24? Mega Man 25. Is so wet. Fire robots are here. Quicker man to take care of them. Okay, getting a little sick of the charming dialogue here. Yes, tells me there must be a quicker way to take care of the fire robots before jumping a 2 health bar fire mini boss that's largely outside of the range of attack. Alright, well, at least it's just kind of weak to the buster, so that's doable. Is there any difference between the blue and orange flames here? I'll say this at least, though, the, you know, all of these, you know, large number Mega Man titles, like Mega Man 20 definitely is going to age a lot better than, you know, Mega Man X15 whenever that eventually comes out, right? Because, you know, that's going to be probably the 27th time that Zero has died. They made sure to kill him off like 18 times in Mega Man X9 because they all thought, like, well, the reason that people like the X series so much is because we have tragic deaths and, you know, Zeros on screen. So, like, if we kill him off a bunch of times, Mega Man X9 is sure to sell, right? Unfortunately, it was kind of another... For some people, it worked. For other people, you know, it was a Mega Man 2 kind of situation. You know, how Mega Man 9 really emulated Mega Man 2, and it kind of put some people off. You know, just to say, like, oh, look, now instead of going with Mega Man, like, Zero series mechanics, we're going with Mega Man, you know, X5 series mechanics on how to work with Zero. Now we have to do saber dash canceling and all this other dumb stuff again, instead of just, you know, cool combos. Mega Man 22, he dies. He puts G instead of heaven. It's not Jesus Man, he fights Aether Man the second. Oh, hell no. That's Purgatory. That's Mega Man 27. You know that Mega Man has to go through the, you know, he's going through the 9 circles of hell in the opposite order. It's called Dr. Light's Inferno. Alright, I'm getting a little sick of the Sniper Joe enemies. Is this the first token room of the whole stage? Oh my god. It's the old-fashioned way, walk on air, huh? Huh. Well, it's a good thing that we got Magnet Beam. Nothing beats that. Focus up here. Alright, got that. Oh, that's the second token? I missed the first one? And there's a pit. There's a pit in the corner. Something wasn't considered when adding the input display. Alright, that's just a little mean. Maybe when X17 is where you get to play as Zero's legs because his top half died for the 5th time. Yeah, but his top half is, you know, actually... You're spoiling it. His top half actually is the final boss of the game. I know that game just released recently, so, like, it's... I was trying to be kind about not giving it away, but, you know... I guess if you're here now, you've heard it, you've been spoiled, so... Hangman 28 didn't happen. Yeah, you know, it was kind of like a Windows 10 kind of situation. It's just like how Windows 9 wasn't real because Windows wanted to go straight to 10, just kind of, you know, sound cooler. Capcom did the same thing. They wanted to go straight to Mega Man, you know, 30, to really just get their point across about how they can make these games forever and no one will complain about it. Since you just went this way and placed this gate thingy here, crazy. They even had this weird Halloween costume, too. Crazier. Is it Halloween? It's almost spooky month. Who would even dress up as a log? It's a log, huh? It must be Log Man. Anyways, I hate these Sniper Joe enemies. They're not fun to fight. Okay, this is a long climb. I'm getting... This feels a little obnoxious. Big fan of Mega Man X31 where you get to play as Red, Biker Dude. Real subversion of expectations with that one. The final... I mean, you know, people love the green bikes and the red cars so much, so you gotta be able to fight as the Biker Dude. Was there a key I was supposed to be able to find somewhere? What the fuck? This level has very well hidden secrets. I don't think I'm gonna bother looking for them right here. I'll come back to it later. Some jerk took my hat and ran up to the upper floor. What am I wearing? Spare hat. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll be your errand boy. Oh, this is actually Zero's top half stapled to Sigma. Come on, Crash. Everyone knows that. His name is Zigma. Yeah, Zigma balls. Name's Lantern Man, the boss of this old mansion. The boss, see? I've been watching you go on a rampage. I must say, I'm impressed. Yeah, reputation. This hat. One of the rooms in the mansion. Little girl, no idea what you're talking about. You're the only outsider here as far as I'm aware of. And for the finale, it starts with your destruction. Yeah. Oh, hell no. You did not give your boss 3 health bars. And you've got a hard man kind of thing going here, and now bouncy shots. No more super bosses. I'm done fighting super bosses. Stage was already kind of heavy on the damage and the challenge factor. At the very least, this super boss's attacks aren't quite going absolutely sicko mode, but like, I didn't need another one that to work with. Ah, suddenly Solar Man. Alright, sweet. Oh, wait, what was the other way then? I guess that was the key room? Alright, whatever. Is it takes so long to release them? They actually do release it. Everybody buys it anyways. They've been deprived of Mega Man so long. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of... that is probably why they were pushing X-Dive so... Well, actually, yeah, no. That only works up until a point. X-Dive is still a piece of shit that nobody actually wants to touch. So, that marketing scheme only goes so far. But, I mean, it definitely worked with all the Legacy collections. But at the same time, though... Yeah, it was time to finally put the Mega Man collections on PC. That's probably the best way for everyone to actually access it. Because, like, I know for me, otherwise it would be, like, gasp shock finding ROMs on the internet and playing them over again. It's just nice to actually have them conveniently in Steam. Mega Man 220 is actually just Mega Man 2 again, but you start with Metal Blade. It does exactly 1.37 damage to enemies, except Metal Man, who dies so hard to it, he doesn't appear in the boss rush. You delete him from the canon, too, actually. If you go back, and after playing Mega Man 220, if that's detected on your save file, or your computer's hard drive, it will make it so that way Metal Man no longer appears in Mega Man 2, and he's actually just been a figment of your imagination the whole time. Suddenly, there's actually a door open at the end there. It's kind of covered in blood, and you swear you never saw that before, and all the time you played Mega Man 2. And you go back there, and it's actually like a hyper-realistic head of Dr. Light lying in the corner. It's really gruesome, and it's a very strange take, but, you know, it's something that the culture of Mega Man 220 was ready for, that we just weren't ready for, you know, in the time of when Mega Man 2 was released. And, you know, there's a whole extra, like, ARG story associated with it, but, you know, we only have so many hours in the night, I can't get into it. But, you know, suffice to say, it's a 7 out of 10, it's serviceable. Finally ended the series with the Mega Man 1000. Yeah, they kind of had no choice at that point. I mean, otherwise they would start you know, going into Roman numerals again, and no, it wouldn't work. Just give Mega Man a proper retirement. Allow him to die the hero instead of becoming the villain. We don't need to be fighting Mega Man, you know, in the classic series. Include Jimmy Fallon's secret boss. Yeah, and then also, you know, once you beat Jimmy Fallon, they accidentally give you Jimmy Kimmel as a secret skin. That one didn't go over so well. I remember that, you know, Capcom got some pretty bad heat on Twitter for that. Tim Curry and a giant waffle is the final boss, but, you know, to each their own. I mean, I would have had him in a cute little curry bowl, right? Because, like, that's, you know, that's a pun. That works the Saturday morning cartoon vibe of the Mega Man X series, but, you know, I'm happy that we at least got, you know, Tim Allen. It's fun to beat him up. So you're gonna clip this, right, Grim? This is your next clipping project? These deranged rants about all the, definitely real Mega Man entries? I am too. Your pledges can now beat the heat with this unbeatable airtime while they ride this. Yeah, sure, why not? Don't forget about Steve Harvey Man. Holy shit, I forgot about Steve Harvey Man. But, I mean, technically that was in kind of the spin-off episode of, or the spin-off game of Mega Man FF. And, you know, it is in the classic series style, but much like X Street Fighter, you know, the spirit of Inafune did come out later and say that it is non-canonical, so I don't know how much we can really count it in this discussion. Anyways, so what did I think about that level? Well, clearly the tokens are obscure as hell, because I had no idea that I was missing the first one, and did not know there was a key for the third one. So that's kind of sucks. But I suppose that means they're actually well hidden, so can't complain too hard about that. The actual level design, I liked some of the choices where the hotheads weren't so freaking durable. I was actually able to, you know, take them down in a reasonable amount of time. It was a cool gimmick with the fire burning the grass at the beginning, but that just kind of went away, so that was kind of scatterbrained in the theming and thinking department. What else? dialogue got annoying after a while. It kept mixing a bunch of different random gimmicks together. The Sniper Joe enemy was not a welcome inclusion. I'm kind of sick of Shadow Man platforms at this point, even if they were, you know, a decent, just simple vertical challenge. Music was good, and I mean, the second token challenge was alright. I don't know. And then the inclusion of a pseudo super boss at the end. I don't think I really liked this level. I didn't hate it, obviously. I didn't, you know, dive into a rant at any point during this, but this felt more like a tier maybe 8, 9, or 10 creation to me. I don't think this belongs in tier 13. My personal judging opinion. Don't forget Mega Man 375, where you fight slightly bigger Mega Man. Yeah, you fight the Mega Man 7 version of Mega Man as the Mega Man Classic Series version. 999.9, you fight Bass. No, not Bass. You fight a fucking fish. Oh, true. I actually, what I stood out more to me about that game was when you actually had to fight Mob from Mob Psycho 100, and he's about to go like crazy, but actually you end up flipping over to 100% emotion before he does. Okay, so what do the judges have to say here? Foggy Woods, check. Abandoned Castle, check. Shade Man Music, check. Attempt to be spooky. It's just pointing out how predictable the ghost thing was, and I almost wish you got a proper fight out of it. Ghost thing? What the hell are you talking about, ghost thing? There wasn't a ghost thing in there. Was there a ghost that I just completely missed? Or an idea of a ghost that I missed in this stage? I don't remember any ghosts. No ghouls either. No ghoul. You don't got my vote. Still, the rest of the aesthetic is solid, although the pixel-perfect jumps and the curved stone tiles are pain. Hotheads are a good thing. They work great with the grass. I adore the telegraphs when Hothead sees you, but Lantern Joe was a pleasant standout. And being cool dodging challenges, I don't think they were cool dodging challenges. They were mixed with a million Shade Man platforms at once and in close quarters. It sucked. The one-eyed bats seemed like an afterthought in comparison. They're not badly used in any stretch, but why? Yeah, why are they still just normal bats? It's kind of odd. It's got only 2 significant ones. Drop platforms, flammable grass, but not used very much. Its length, good grief, the level is long. The cave section has the right idea, starting off with only a few pieces, but 2 to 3 enemy types and 1 gimmick are not enough to sustain the first half or 2/3 of this 50-screen stage. Yikes. Yikers. Longer than usual. Level's final token is lengthy. You have to get the second token's key. Second token's key? Oh, that's where the fucking key was, because I fell into a pit and died because it was behind my fucking control indicator. I forgot there was a key in that room. Damn it. Several long Starfield Death Trap to do this. Fight a multi-phase bonus boss. Token some lore. After the big change, alright, the judge comments are starting to get into spoiler territory for me. I'll come back and read those on my own once I actually complete the entirety of the level and find all the tokens. You can even see the ghost SMH, bro. He was waving right at you. I'm sorry, I was busy thinking about, you know, the Mega Man movie up here. I really want to see it. It's starring, oh fuck, hold on, what's his name? I can land this joke still if I remember him in time. Fuck! Who's, like, so hard right now? I can't remember his name for some reason. It's starring Jim Carrey as Dr. Wily. It's sure to be a smash hit. Being a Robot Master Mega Man 19, I'm talking Crash Man 2, starring Jack Black as Mega... Yeah, and Jack Black as Mega Man. Yeah, Jack Black as Mega Man and Jim Carrey as Dr. Wily. I'm sure it'll be a hit among all the kiddos. I'd like Crash Man 2, but I think Crash Man 2 is already in this game. It's called Blue Crash Man with 29 health. I would have to be Crash Man 3 at this point. Yeah, that's something for me to rant about. Hold on, let me get through Nitro Man's dialogue and start the next stage. Best part of any premiere is definitely the roll across the red carpet. I don't mean that metaphorically. I'm not lame like everyone else. I drive across that carpet popping wheelies. Oh, you're so fucking cool, Nitro Man. You should sign my my buster. Step up and get someone gets hurt, but it's okay because I always look extremely cool when I do it. Yeah, as long as you look cool. Take your poison by Lollipop. Okay. Let's go for it. Ooh, no tokens. Don't forget Orson Welles' Drunk Ghosts, Dr. Light. Hey, I get that Is that a critic reference? No, that's like literally just his commercials. I forgot. He just had like literally a commercial. He got like drunk as hell. I always think of Orson Welles from the animated show The Critic. Choice of Gravity. Where they had a couple things with his his ghost and him eating him advertising fish sticks while he's dead too, or going through the whole motion of they're full of yes, rosebud frozen peas full of country goodness and green penis. That's an iconic line in my head. This Proto Man there. Alright, returning back to this celebrity cast mania thing. Can I rant for a second about how much I fucking hate Jim Carrey as Robotnik? It is character assassination for me. Like, I haven't seen the Sonic movies, but I've seen like little snippets and bits of him playing Robotnik for me to just be like, and I'm not even like a dedicated Sonic fan. I'm so fucking angry that they chose Jim Carrey as Robotnik. That man is not Robotnik. Jim Carrey plays one character, and that's himself the whole time. Robotnik is not a fucking weirdo clown that like slaps his belly over how full and slovenly he's gotten. No, like, good Robotnik is at the very least SA2 is at the most SA2 Robotnik, at the least something along the lines of like Sonic Heroes, or I've heard some recently decent things about him in 06 and like some of the other games. It's like, don't fucking make Robotnik Ace Ventura Pet Detective. That's not his character. It's terrible. It is blasphemous to do something like that. I can't get over how bad of a casting decision that is. I hope whoever does this gets fired, but they won't, because the Sonic movie actually keeps raking in fucking millions, and people actually still want to go watch it despite this. I'm so unreasonably mad about this. I feel like I'm also the only person who has ever had this opinion ever, too. I've never heard anybody else express distaste for Jim Carrey being Dr. Robotnik. It's only been me. Hold on. I will check the chat the moment that I'm done blasting Gravity Man into the next century. Okay. The worst about Jim Carrey's Robotnik if Eggman didn't have so many different interpretations. I mean, I guess, but like none of, like, at least as far as I know, none of Eggman's interpretations go straight into like, just this weird sense. Like he is egotistical, but not to this like weird point of like, I'm gonna get in like an army general's face and start like spitting and kind of like pointing, but also having like these completely weird, awkward body motions and like just acting. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see it. I really don't see it in any possible incarnation. Even in like comics where like Robotnik has gone like completely mad and crazy with chaos or whatever. It's like, he doesn't do that. He just doesn't do that. I don't know. Even modern Sega's interpretation of Eggman as more of a joke is, while still offensive, still fits a little bit better than whatever the hell they did with Jim Carrey. Like, especially with the, the newest version, or the newest Sonic movie coming out. Like, why would you... The whole thing of, like, finding Eggman slovenly, like, kind of, patting his chest and, like, being completely disheveled and unkempt and out of shape and everything like that. Like, that feels more like a, hey guys, do you remember that one time that we made Thor play Fortnite? Wasn't that funny? Wasn't that awesome? Don't you want that again, but for Robotnik? No, I don't want that. I want a serious interpretation of this once awesome villain. Anyways, why does it feel like I'm moving through molasses? Is that not a gravity modifier, or was that a speed modifier? I think that might have been a speed modifier. I'm definitely going through the double speed next time. Why the hell would I do this at half speed? This is horrible. There's no benefit to doing this at half speed. See, when I was in school, my best friend played a part as a French character in the play. I went up to him and said, "Hey, are you related to Napoleon?" And he punched me in the face. I mean, it's not the worst. I don't quite think a punch is necessarily deserved, but oh god, this is not double speed. This is like fucking 4 times speed. This is ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed. Go. Still more bearable than half speed. Ugh. If I wanted to play Mega Man 8, I would boot up the Legacy Collection. Thank you. Yes, I'll be here. Well, I won't be here for the rest of the week, actually. I have things to do. Let's say Tam then. I mean, current Eggman always been kind of unseriously since some level. Say Tam. Sonic event. Which one's say Tam? I know that's an abbreviation for one of the Sonic series, but can't quite remember which. Not like Eggman even has to be that in series of interpretations. Just, I don't know. I just don't like Jim Carrey's characters. Like in any incarnation of what he does, I don't like Jim Carrey's characters. So, All right. I appreciate the attempt to make Toadman more difficult, but this ain't it. This is still just Toadman. An animated series of Princess Sally. Oh, oh, that's like the super dark timeline, right? Like, yeah, no, that's the one where Eggman is too serious. Where it's just like, now he's just like an actual fucking like, I'm going to murder everybody and commit genocide. Like, okay, we have strayed far from the path on this one. We strayed in the opposite direction. No, I don't need an Eggman in the authoritarian right quadrant. I also don't need an Eggman in the libertarian left quadrant. And I just get an Eggman like somewhere in, I don't know, not quite the center, but like maybe authoritarian, like slightly right, or authoritarian center. Like he basically just wants to rule and make Eggman land. Or like libertarian Eggman is also, like libertarian right Eggman's also fun. That's what he was doing in, Shadow the Hedgehog. He really just wanted to make Eggman land. And like, I can respect that. It's on point. It's on character for him. I was always a theater kid. Damn it, really? I missed that jump? I never knew any theater kids. I was just not in that crowd when I was in high school. I actually knew a couple theater kids when I was in college, but that was mostly that mostly turned into a bout of envy because it's like, oh wow, you so you're telling me that you get to basically do about 2 hours of work every day and then you get to fuck off? All right, cool, great. I'm so glad we go to the same university. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go and like spend about the entire rest of my evening and life doing chemistry problems. Guess this is the fucking bitch of an Earth that I chose, huh? You didn't talk to me for a date. Jeez, I didn't think it would be that offensive. I mean, I guess you are British after all, so being called French is just the absolute worst possible offense. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik then. Yeah, I do like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik. He fit, that is probably a very good interpretation of Robotnik. It's serious, but not too much. He gets up to schemes. He's serious. You could take him seriously, but also, he wiggles his giant ass in front of the screen. On occasion. Because haha, he big. So, I think that's a good balance. Oh, this is a fucking Dustman fight. What the hell? I was expecting just to have to, slide under all the dust shots. No one in England wants to be called a snail eater. I mean, no one in America wants to be called, you know, a white flag waver either, but I don't think... for all the things that Americans resort to violence on, I don't think that being called French is one of them. Ringus is eternal. It's a good meme. It's an old one, but it still checks out. Aw, I wanted that health. Still, okay, good. There's not still more stage. European countries hating on each other at the level they do was wild to me. Like, my guy, you all an hour drive away from each other just to go throw down. No, don't tell them to throw down. That'll if World War III is gonna be started by anybody, it's gonna be us. All right, it's gotta be the U.S. U.S. #1, baby. Was that Shazam poster? Is that Shazam poster? Is that always there? I don't feel like that was there. Okay, so thoughts on that level. I mean, it did live up to its name. I'm not a huge... I was not a huge fan of a lot of what it offered. I guess it offers some replay value with just choosing different paths, so that's nice, but also, like... Why would I ever choose the molasses speed option? That's I guess if I really am of the type playing defensively and carefully, I could deal with that, but ugh, no. I'm not gonna move at fucking molasses speeds. I got places to be and shit to do. Like, I would rather rocket forward as heavy as a brick. That sounds fun. Some of the jumps got kind of tight. At least there was good checkpointing, so it wasn't that bad, but it was maybe too much instant death for my taste, and I like more enemy challenge rather than kind of wonky platforming challenge, so I like this better than the last one at least, but it's still not quite my thing. Oh, it's from Gemini Man. Gemini Man? Is there a movie called Gemini Man that Will Smith was in? I only know that there's a movie called Star Crash that Nathaniel Hoover recommended and that I never watched, but yes? Oh, alright. Alright, I don't watch media, I play video games. No, if you think that's crazy, go to the Balkans. Oh god, yeah, the Balkans. That's not... The Balkans was already... That's a breeding ground for something to go wrong. Came out like a few years ago? What? I only remember the only blue man I remember Will Smith playing was, you know, the genie from Aladdin. But I don't know nothing about 2019. Well, that's probably why I never heard of it. Everybody was out, you know, instead of getting busy living, we were all getting busy dying that year, so. Croatia one time and can confirm. Yep. Any of those old Soviet bloc states are some places I don't really need to go right now. I'll stick to Western Europe at the moment, if anything. Need to go back to Italy one day. I speak a little bit of Italian, so I gotta... Before those memories completely leave my mind, I need to go and milk it for all it's worth. Like the premise, individual pieces, if you're going uninspired, standard gimmicks and enemies, no semblance of theme, it's all stuff we've seen before. Picking and choosing speed parameters creates something new, on top of having a ton of natural replay value with these assets. You now have a distinct, unique choice. It could be a little different. Yeah, I guess. You can change your mind. Sadly, this doesn't always work. Generally fine, generic theming aside. Blah, 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 and then goes for speed mods before combining everything. Yeah, the guts lifts are surprisingly irritating with speed mods. Yeah, going too slow is a much, much bigger problem. You could just tap less to go, you know, slower when you have fast speed. Being capped otherwise sucks. The problem is more the bosses can get unfortunately dicey, having poked through every possible combination. There's a few bosses that are close to impossible if you pick the wrong choice. Cutting your horizontal movement in general is a bad idea, and between the two final fusses, Dustman seems to be noticeably easier. Glad I chose him then. Only one valid solution defeats the point. Yeah, that sucks. I'm no interest in replaying the level to actually experience that, but I'm sure if I actually had worse luck in choosing, I would have had a much worse experience. Already compared to kind of a mediocre one. Like a PUBG server. Yeah, just don't invite PewDiePie. That's all I gotta say. Same friends as your kid, Polish heritage. I have German heritage. Indeed. Well, it makes you feel any better. I not only am I Italian, so my lineage comes down to my mother is Italian American and German American heritage. My father is Japanese American and WASPy heritage. So I basically have the Axis powers baked into me by inheritance, which it was a funny joke in high school. And it's a significantly more edgy one as I get older. It's like, wow, I used to find this funny. That's, anyways. Favorite uses of split paths in the levels of the contest, even though you're ultimately going through the same segment. Yeah. You get the ability to change things up. Each choice involved has its own pros and cons. Low gravity jumps delay to bypass or trivialize things, but then you run the risk of easily hitting spikes. And all the segments have an equal trade-off for your choices. Speed down in the first segment when you're prompted so. Yeah, way more punishing. Way worse. The Popo Helis will always be a problem. Special mention goes to the one in the final stretch which constantly respawns unless you jump over it a certain way. Or just get rid of it with Laser Trident. Each section still feels like it had a lot of thought put into it based on the available choices. Thank you so much for not putting tokens in the stage. Yeah, that would have been annoying to have to go back and do with just, the quote-unquote right option. As for anything else, I think the only parts of the level I didn't like as much were the boss fights. Some of them were fine, no matter which movement option you pick. Others feel gimmicky or insurmountable. Top Man's boss room may as well just instantly kill you if you happen to pick up the speed up option. Huh. Same thing goes for Airman if you pick the high speed, low jump option. Yeah, I don't know why you would ever do that for Airman. That's a terrible idea. Still a good time with the stage by the end of it. Overall, not too bad. Yeah, it's fine. If a touches it, yeah, we could skip. We cut that bit. We can next bit. Me and my friend's heritage. Does it sound like an extra? Yeah. Illusion of choice is a very neat idea. Picking your own modifications. Low gravity and high speed are pretty much always the better options. They just can overcome their problems by simply not jumping moves so hastily. I'm a little bit surprised that Patchy actually is a fan of the high speed, but then again, I guess the low speed is just something that everybody can hate, so I don't know. Patchy strikes me as someone who wouldn't like the lack of control as much, just in their gameplay style, but, they take it, then so be it. We can agree on this. Like they have no control outside of the restriction, therefore high speed and low gravity pretty much always dominate unless there's like an extension shortcut that you can only really go through with the inferior options. Does offer a few instances. Faster speed still makes for an easier time. Yeah, movement just dominates. Upper Toadman fights where mobility is crucial. Only compensation for picking the low speed is more weapon energy, which kind of gets nullified by the fact that you practically have infinite amounts of it regardless due to the infinite lives you have in this game. But in a pretty similar stage, or stellar stage of the balancing been adjusted. Agreed. Pick your review, the whiny one, the happy one. So, the whiny one. Let's get into our whiny voice. Good luck on a no-damage buster-only run. Most of the challenges are barely or reasonably perfectible, barring some demanding ones involving heavy gravity, gutsless, and some unexpected shield enemies. But not for the last 4 bosses. The combination of altered movement physics, limited room to maneuver, death spikes, and/or questionably implemented gimmicks is just too much, requiring special weapons or excessive precision to survive. The only strategy that seems to work against Airman is don't fight Airman. The rapid learning curve gives the level a nice pace, but at the expense of player mastery. More practice with basic platforming after each movement change would be beneficial, especially after the speed change. Popo Heli and conveyors is not a good way to learn. And as a matter of personal preference, any part with slow movement is too restrictive for me to fully enjoy. Also, I'm kinda disappointed that Toadman doesn't comically explode on the spikes when he appears. The happy one. Movement gimmicks are a tricky proposition when the same stretch of level needs to accommodate 2 different possibilities. This level does an admirable job of crafting nicely replayable challenge arcs that balance fast, slow, high, and low. Power-ups, checkpoint spikes that explode when a boss dies, and gimmick signage are considerate for the player as well. Music and graphics are appropriate. Technical construction seems to be flawless. Fast movement is bonkers and fun, and it pairs surprisingly well with heavy gravity. The slightly oversized enemy gimmick roster is stretched to good effect. The first stretch, with modified jumping, is a highlight for me. I also enjoy the Pharaoh Man fight. His attack pattern and the room architecture work really well with either movement modification. Overall, this is a unique twist on the usual gameplay, and I like that there's freedom of choice attached. I probably agreed more with the whiny review than anything else. Multiple paths. So often I've seen these sync levels make whole combined package worse, often through just not giving either path enough time to love and shine, and sure, here you are technically going through the same paths, different movement options, they're still mechanically multiple paths. There's some restraint, one of the things that still retain some goodwill. Players are not forced to replay this level. Both final bosses drop the same energy element. Yeah, that would have been pretty miserable if I had to make a choice at the end there and have to come back and do it. Ugh. Some poisons here are less fun than others. Oh sure, I replayed the level with all possible options out of judging obligation, but no one has to. That was smart. I think poisons where your movement is only hampered are the least fun options. A bit slow and plotty for my taste, and the first segment in particular invokes a lot of pixel-perfect jumps when combined with low gravity. Honestly, the hardest and most tedious segment of the level. Any given segment is short, checkpoints are not far away, the restraint helps, the stage has a clearly fair bit of thought put into it, and barring a couple circumstances, any of the many deaths I suffered always felt like my own fault, not too punishing either. I think it allowed me to ultimately enjoy the design of the stage rather than feel like I was butting my head up against it. Purely dev kit assets, the stage does look nice, and for once, a stock piece of Mega Man music fits it well. Another frequent complaint I've made over judging stages is just arbitrarily using Robot Masters as mid-stage bosses. These aren't just wasting my time. Yeah, they are at least new. So let's put here novelty into these things, blah blah blah. Of the fights, I think Gravity Man and Airman are the weakest here. Flashman saying Airman's impossible. A-Spark saying Airman's actually kind of a bitch. Gravity Man feels pretty much the same. Admittedly, he's a simple and hard-coded boss, tough to take him novel. Airman is suited to the new movement options you're given. Oh, ill-suited. Never mind. A shame since he's one of the potential final bosses. Overall, while I think this stage might not suit everyone, came away pretty positive. Basically, it was overall fun level. Good job. Yeah, it's all right. It was fun. It wasn't quite Kino. It was only cinema, but you know, we'll take it. Welcome back to another episode of What the Bloody Hell's on My Recommended with your host, Cool Easy T. By the way, but it's World War II. I thought this exists. I watched it. It's kind of fire. Well, you watched it. You're enabling the algorithm to send you more weird and weirder things. Untitled video on my feed and the thumbnail is just Doom Guy holding a comically large super shotgun. You gotta watch the untitled videos. You literally can't search them up. That's a small meta, honestly. You gotta make a video that's untitled. It's gonna be, well, I have to watch it now. How could I find it later? I don't know what this is even about. It's all the mystery, all the mystique that everyone wants. Kickball with anime eyes crying softly. Sweet. Probably a compilation. Probably have like Balls 3D in there or something. Okay. I think with that, I'm going to actually call it for the night. So, appreciate y'all coming in tonight, watching me. It's a very fun stream to do. Mega Man, all the Mega Man future titles are perfectly insane and exactly the kind of thing I want to be playing. So Capcom, get to it. This is a call-out post. Other than that, we'll be back next week with more MaGMML3, finishing out, tier 13 here. And we'll also be starting, as I've been mentioning, a spooky month game, Sweet Home. We'll be playing those on Thursday nights. Also a couple of Fridays throughout the month as well, so look out for that. I plan to finish this medium-sized horror JRPG by the end of the month, hopefully. Let's stay on track with that. I appreciate anyone who wants to join there. I highly recommend the game. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. I'll talk to some of you next week, I'm sure. Good night.